I have to trust in God and have faith, you guys, in order for me to continue on this path of self discovery. You guys, hello. It has been a while. Welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of Vet Green. You guys, I am unpacking. Listen, we do not have much time left in 2019, okay? A few days ago, I started on this faith challenge path, 56 days of challenging my faith in God, leaning more into who I know God to be, and just transforming, you guys. I'm walking by faith. I'm truly walking by faith. I'm taking on this challenge myself, and you guys are welcome to join me if you want. This is something that I need to do for myself. I need to challenge my mind, figure out where it's at. I need to review my life. You know, this is a new decade that we're going into. 2020 is a brand new decade. And when I look at the start of this decade that we're in right now, in 2010, my life fell apart. My entire life fell apart. Everything that I had known up until that time had fallen apart in 2010. You know, I was thinking about this morning. It had actually started, back in 2009. It started with this huge fight that me and my husband had. We had gone to a birthday party, and at the birthday party, when you get caught up in things, and he had gotten caught cheating, and during that time I had developed trust issues. I didn't know what that was at the time. I didn't even realize that that's what had occurred, that I had gotten trust issues. So while at this party, we got into an argument. It continued in the car, out the car, into the house. This was October of 2009. It was one of the worst fights we had ever had. The kids were upstairs sleeping at the time, and we were so loud that it had actually woke them up. And we weren't the type of parents who fought in front of our kids. That was one of the good things that, with no matter how volatile our relationship was, we didn't want the kids to see that. So we would usually take it outside in the car or something, so you would see us out there in the car, but the kids would be in the house. But anyways, fast forward to May of 2010. That's when, we went our separate ways. And it took me a long time to bounce back from that. Mind you, you guys, I had been with this man since I was a teenager. So he was all that I had known. So to lose that, I didn't know what my identification was anymore. For the longest time since a teenager, I knew myself to be a mom. I knew myself to be, in this relationship and married and a wife. That's what I had known. So to lose that identification, it took me a long time to try and figure out who I was. So that's what I am in the process of doing right now. I am transforming. And sometimes it scares me, because when you're used to being with someone and you're used to being a certain way for a long time, it's hard to get out of that shell of that person, because you're stepping into a new person. You're stepping into becoming who you truly are in the inside. A lot of times, at least for me, I did not exhibit who I truly was. I hid my shine, per se, because I didn't want to dim the light of my husband. I didn't want to seem to be more intelligent than he was, because he was a very intelligent guy, but there were some things that I knew that he didn't know. But because I didn't want to make him feel inferior, I couldn't be my true self. So I dimmed my light. So now that I'm not in a marriage or a relationship, you guys, and it has been a struggle because again, when you're used to being a certain way and you're used to being in a relationship or you're used to being, married, it can be a little difficult when you're stepping out of that identification and into a new one. So that is one of the things that I have been unpacking and asking myself, okay, you are not the person that you used to be. Are you willing to become someone that you don't know and step out into faith? God hasn't steered me wrong, you guys. He hasn't steered me wrong. So that's why I came up with this 56-day challenge, because I'm challenging myself. Okay, vet, he hasn't steered you wrong. You have to lean a little bit more into your faith. You have to lean a little bit more into your faith. You can't just give him pieces. I can't just give him pieces, you guys. I have to give it all to him. And in order to do that, I have to let some things go. And I have to become who he wants me to be. I feel our immersion. I feel it. When I am being my true self and I'm in flow, I feel it. And it's like, wow, you were there all the time. You were there all the time, but there were circumstances that kept you from surfacing. So that is my challenge to myself, you guys. I want to know who she is. I want to get to know her. And in doing so, I'm getting to know the Lord. And it feels so great. It feels so peaceful because I'm no longer that angry person. I'm no longer that hurt person. I'm no longer that person who's blaming my life, and what's going on in my life on other people. I'm learning to be accountable. And I'm looking at things in a different light. And I'm being more accepting of people where they are. Now, I'm not saying that sometimes, that piece of me doesn't resurface. But now, with this mindset that I have, I'm able to talk myself through what's going on. I'm able to look at things and for what they are, and not as if it's come to, I guess, do me harm or, just throw a monkey wrench into my life because, I'm not, saved by the grace of God, because I am and you are. You woke up this morning, so that means you were saved by the grace of God. And I have to remind myself that my past is not my future, and your past is not your future, you guys. So this challenge that I'm on right now, this 56-day faith challenge, is a challenge for myself because I am transforming, and you can also. And just because you didn't start on day one with me does not mean you cannot pick up where you are right now. You can start at any time, because that is the great thing about God, you guys. He will take you where you are. He will pick you right up, and he will help you walk through the gates of hell. Believe you me, 2010 was hellified for me. From 2010 to 2017, you guys, I was so lost trying to find myself. And there were pieces of peace. There were moments of peace in the midst of all of that. But at that time, I didn't realize what was going on. At that time, I didn't realize that I was coming into myself. I was coming into the person who God knew me to be all this time, because I was so focused on everything but me, focused on all that hurt, focused on all that pain, the blame game. Oh, you did this to me. Oh, you did that to me. Or you broke my heart. Or you didn't give me this job. Or you fired me. It wasn't working. It wasn't working. So now I am getting my mind right. And it's a transformation. So you guys, if you want to join this transformation with me, like I said, you didn't have to start on day one with me. It's 56-day faith challenge for me. But it can be 42-day faith challenge for you. It can be the 2-day faith challenge for you. You just got to start. All right? So join me at Vet Green, you guys. Look me up on Instagram. Join this challenge with me. You know what? As a matter of fact, it's just going to be called the Faith Challenge. All right? Challenge your faith. Walk with God. Let me tell you, He is awesome. Listen, He's awesome. I wouldn't lie to you. Try Him out. Try Him out. Love you guys. And remember, our drive to thrive will make us survive. Our drive to thrive will make us survive. My drive to thrive will make me survive. Your drive to thrive will make you survive.